people to join.
Okay, let me spam a little bit.
Alright.
I have tons of channels I can spam. I don't care, even if I get banned. Since I have so many channels, I can be banned from some. Spamming in WhatsApp as well, to the PRT guys.
Beast.
Goddamn right.
That's the best line I can put to hype the cast.
Exactly. We need drama, right?
Alright, let's wait like 2 or 3 more minutes and then we can start.
I thought the beast was for my tier 1 sub.
Yeah, it was as well. It was. The
Oh,
beast was
okay,
for
well,
you. But then
Oh,
I...
okay, good. That's all
and
just
then
a
I said,
misunderstanding.
and then I said that line I typed was to hype people to join, to say if, so they can have a look and see if they're top 5 or top 3 or if they are total shit.
Oh
noobs.
yeah, I see that now.
The money's tagging me already. Maybe they're saying, MaDTeTa, stop that or you'll get
What's up,
banned.
Riven?
Casey in the chat already. We have 20 viewers already, so we're going to
KC
start.
doesn't even show up for his draft cup team, but he tunes in for the ClutchCast at least. He's got his priorities straight.
Priority, of course, of course. I mean, it's I would do the same. All right, so let's get started, guys. K2, our fucking beast, made another intro for this episode. So it's 30 seconds audio again. I will let you listen to it. Another great job, K2. Thank you again for what you've done. And then we're gonna start that ClutchCast episode 3 with MaDTeTa and Ryan. Here we go.
Welcome to the 3rd episode of the ClutchCast. We've got the regular Cup Talk covering previous results and predictions for upcoming matches. Guests of the evening are Helter, an expert on the North American community, and the Unreal Tournament historian MaDTeTa. They will help us determine the top 5 players from each country throughout the years. Here's your host of the evening, Mr. Jerome of the Insane Fragging Squad. Know is soon.
Thank you for the follow. Thank you, everyone.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's amazing to be fair. And he does that super efficiently, super quickly. So it's super cool from him to do that for us. It's another way to hype the episode. So in today's episode, I'm welcoming MaDTeTa, the legend everyone knows. Hello, MaDTeTa.
Hello guys, how are you? Thanks for the invite, Jerome.
Of course, a pleasure. You had to be there. Because I've read that it would have been criminal not having you on the podcast for this topic.
It was a 50 guy that said that. Come on, they are all...
Of course, but you know, he just read the topic without reading the guests, and of course, couldn't do this episode without you. That's why we delayed it to this episode, to this week, so you can take part of it. And oh boy, you've done an amazing job that we're going to discuss in the second part of this episode. And with you, we have Ryan again, because he's the UTNA expert, so he will be really needed to give us his input about the scene in North America, about the top 5. Thank you, Ryan, for joining again.
Yeah, no problem. We'll do our best on the list. We'll see how she goes. We had a lot of input on it, so
absolutely. We're going to. I'll give another disclaimer at when it's time for that debate. That it's only opinions. please, please don't get upset or anything. Like, it's just to talk about stuff related to UT.
It's only the correct opinions, okay? If you don't agree, you're just wrong. Let's just go with that.
It's more of a nostalgia trip, and it, as I wrote on Discord, it's not a ceremony award. It's just a way to remember about the players, the great players that have been playing this game over the years. I see what you wrote, Water. So if you want to chat on Discord, it's on the thread ClutchCast number 3. If you want to chat on Twitch, it works as well. Both will be displayed on the stream for the people who are watching the VOD. But first, before that very awaited debate, we're going to talk about the Invite Cup that is still ongoing. And I want to start first with the 4 games that happened this week in the last 7 days, I would say. So let me get that there. So it started with no one against FSG. And it's perfect for us to talk about this game because MaDTeTa, you played in it. So
yes, I lost it. Thank you.
Fonzie's team against Putz's team. It started with Istak, which was the choice of FSG. So they won that map. Can you talk about what was it a surprise for you to play this map against them? Like, their pick was expected, unexpected? Did you think they would pick something else?
Well, I mean, I think we are on a level that we can play almost any map, and I think the players that are playing this cup can play any map at a top level, I guess. So,
Sure.
yeah, I at least for me, it's a map that I really like. I think it's a map that is probably better for the attackers. If you have a good 3 offensive players, probably will do it better. But I think it was close. I think it went overtime, right? I'm not it sure. Was short overtime. I think it was short overtime, and it was my fault that we lost. So.
You're too humble.
No. In the overtime, I had the flag on the middle. And I think it was Putz that was grabbing, and he killed me. And well, I think they kept after that one. Yeah. But I think it was close. At least when the game is close, and that's what matters the most for me.
Absolutely.
Close games, I think it's really important.
It was not so close on the second map. Your pick, you went with Command. Were you aware that they didn't have Kingsta on this one, or were you betting on you being better than them on Command?
I don't know. Probably Fonzie knew that.
Alright, yeah, because they were mixing one of their tier B player, aka Kingsta. Or is it tier 1? No, it's tier B. It's put Yeah, so Kingsta is a monster and he was not there. So Putz's team still played with their 2 tier C player, and on Command, obviously, outmatched, I think, regarding to the frag power that you guys managed to do there. And Ojo and Rumdrop went crazy with the grabbing, I see. So it was a solid, convincing win there. Ojo, we were aware, yeah, but we don't think about it, to be honest. All right, some information from Ojo, who also played in that game. And then it went on the decider map, which was Acrony 3-2. Yeah, upsetting one, I imagine, because that's the last map, decider map, so it's always a bit tricky to play. But how did it go?
So we were winning 1-0. We did not lock down with 3 defenders.
Yeah.
I'm proud of that. No, I'm proud of that. I think we should do that.
You're a Portuguese team, brother.
It's really boring for the defenders. For me, it's good that I know that they were not attacking full, but at least it's good that they tried to attack with 3. Yeah. Because for me, the thing that I don't like to play these cups, it's because the defenders only make like 50, 60 frags. And
yeah.
I can't even warm up, so...
you have to get in the rhythm, I understand.
Yeah. So
anyway, getting a map win in the group stage is still good enough, because we know from the past seasons that every single map win is important for the final standing. So yeah, and Putz's team is considered one of the favorite anyway. So getting one map, and a convincing one, I mean 6-1 Command, is quite an achievement.
They were without gangsters. Let's not forget that. So,
yeah, true, but it's not on your end. Yeah. It's not your fault. Let me put some music in the background. Let me know, guys, in the chat if it's too loud. I know I forgot week. Then we had VPB against LGM. So it's another good match because Ryan, you played in it. So a quick review of it. I see that you guys won 1-0 on command. It was on the UK server, so a bit more tricky for you and Remy. And then you actually got destroyed on Nuance, it feels like.
Yeah.
8-2, and then it went on to the last map, and last map was on Fractures that you guys won 1-0. A total different playstyle, I would say, than what MaDTeTa just said, because you guys play a bit more defensively. What was the strategy coming into this game against LGM?
We changed it up a bit for command anyway. Like each team won their opposing team's map pick, by the way. So I guess we both screwed up our map picks there. But at command, this time Nuke rotated to Basty with Bungie, which worked out well. We kind of blew a couple chances early to take a lead, and then it got really tight the rest of the way. So credit to both defenses, played really strong, and then I managed to sneak out a flag at the end to win that one. And
was
then
it overtime?
Yes,
Okay,
it was.
because I see the fragging, I'm like, dude, what the fuck? But it was overtime, alright.
Yeah, I don't think it. I can't remember how long the overtime was. I don't think it was anything crazy, but yeah, it was definitely overtime. And then we went to Nuance our pick, and in hindsight, like we do have a good Nuance team. Obviously, it just LDM, in my opinion, has the best attacking team in the entire cup. It's just never-ending pressure. They're really strong attacking.
And later raid, I see.
Yeah, and full credit to Later Raid. He came in after his Open Cup match and he completely dominated. We had a bad start. It was kind of unlucky at the beginning. All three attackers for them spawned. I think they all got middle spawns. We had 3 in really early and they got an early cap and everything kind of fell apart. And anyway, credit to them. They played really well on Nuance. And
Later Raid is a very good pick for LGM. The only map he played, they dominated, basically.
They did, yeah. He carried the Nuance too, straight up. He did.
Yeah, interesting.
So I thought he would stay in on the tiebreaker map, to be honest with you, but he ended up going out for Revolt.
All right, that's.
They're a strong team, though. I think
2 wins for
they're going to have a good showing. I think they're really, really strong. That team. They're hard to contain. Their attack is crazy good. So I think they're going to have some good matches going forward.
That's good to see some good games like this going to 3 mappers. Next game was team finals against Team Skarn, so I can talk a bit more about this one. The first map was Acrony Exespeak. It started very well for finals team. Team What Else started with 3-0 at first. Went with the classic, not the classic actually, because I've decided to put Ice Spies on defense after some scrims. That could free up finals to go offense, and Evo is able to defend middle high on Acrony, or well, high on Acrony. So that totally gives finals the possibility to frag everything, everywhere, and control more of the map. And that gives him the ability to push without exposing ourselves in the back, because I know that sometimes finals likes to push, and if someone manages to sneak in behind, especially against those attackers, then he's a bit late for the fallback, and I didn't want Ice Spice to be dueling alone on the flag stand.
So was he just high control the whole game finals?
Yeah, basically he was not grabbing. It was just me and Miss. Me and Miss had no full game frag-wise. I was just back from a weekend away, so a bit difficult to hit something, so I just went for the flag running. But when we didn't lock it down, like totally locked it down. Browser window is a bit small. I can't make that bigger, sorry. Then it was 2 caps in, I think, under than 2 minutes for Skarn's team, so that basically they could come back. It was a very close one for sure, but I'm glad we didn't throw the 3-0 lead and still ended up with the win on their map pick. Then we went with Sprinta, which can be surprising for a lot of people, but as I've said in a previous episode, I like Evo defense on Sprinta, and having the possibility to put Extreme on defense, once again 3 finals to be in the middle, which is something that was expected from, I think, Tox, who wrote the preview. It's good for us to have the possibility and the versatility to have finals a bit roaming everywhere on the map, because his frag power is very useful to do everything, fall back to push, to clean, to lock down, everything. So Miss and me were in charge of the running there. It started with 1-0 for Skarn's team that they tried to lock down. I think until the 7th, when it was 7 minutes left, we asked Extreme to push because we felt like Evo could defend alone. Extreme went on his first offense, grabbed, and then we managed to cap that with absolutely everyone grabbing the flag. So it was a very difficult cap to do, but 1-1 went into overtime, and then it's just a matter of timing and good timing. I think Solid Snake tried to escape on one side. I escaped from the high. The team managed to return on the right side, and I managed to escape to our Alpha on high and do the winning cap. So it's only 2 caps difference over 2 maps, but 2-0 map win for us against Skarn. Yeah, it was
Close one.
Yeah, it was a difficult one. I mean, I'm glad we managed to win with me not fragging shit because I was tired. So it's when you don't play good and you still manage to grab the win, it's a good boost of confidence for everyone in the team. So that
Yeah, I
was
think your
our
strategy
game.
was good there too. It's all about high control and acrony, right? So as
Yeah.
long as you're grabbing flags, you're doing your job there.
Yeah,
So.
I feel like the running things I can focus on that without having to fall back because I know finals got me in the back and misses also. So it worked on this one. So that was a 2-0 for team finals. What else? The last game that happened was the 5 against IFS, fake IFS, of course, the PT ones. So it was 1-0 on Grudge. I actually,
That was unfortunate.
yeah, I watched this one a little bit because it was played on Tuesday, and I think on Tuesday it was when the Champions League was going on. So I was watching something else. So I've noticed on the stream that TF, aka Kaiser's team, they had so many flags halfway on Grudge, and they never managed to pick them up. I'm very worried about, or confused about Jimon's stats there. I'm not
Yeah,
sure
he
what
had a rough
happened.
goal. We pointed that out on the cast.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know. It was rough too because like Fish, they started out with 3 Basty right from the get go, right?
Yeah.
And like Chromaniac brought a flag back early that they lost inside. It was, I think they're right.
It can
And
be
then
very
they lost 2
demoralizing.
more. Oh, they lost one right on their flag stand too. Like,
That's
it's
terrible.
brutal, and it looked still like TF was gonna win because Fish wasn't doing anything on attack really, and then they just eventually Cedino had just the one good run, and that's all it took, and they locked it down. So
That's Grabinho there on Grudge. So 1-0, and I understand it's very demoralizing. Then they played the TF map was Command, and that's another demoralizing one with 2-1 loss. With another like 2-1-2 strat.
it was the first cap of the game, or first grab of the game too, turned into a cap.
That's very difficult.
So that was rough, but they came back and they tied, but then they weren't able to do it. I was a bit surprised to see Talks on D both maps. I don't know why they changed
Kaiser and Tox
that
on
up.
defense. I would have put Chromaniac, but I guess he didn't feel comfortable defending. But that's a difficult one. It's a bit like Skarn's team. They start with I don't know if they have 1 map 1. Yeah, they have 0 map 1, 4 map loss.
They're not in a good spot now, to say
Yeah.
the least. It's going to be tough.
Kaiser is saying Crow defense left like me. I understand. That's why they put Tox on the
Well, maybe
right
bring in
defense.
Demon for right D. I don't know, but I guess he didn't have a very good showing on Grudge. So
Yeah, Qubit could have maybe defended, but I understand the idea of putting 2 of your best players on defense on Command.
Talks didn't play bad or anything on D. Like just so it's clear, we're not putting down Talks. It's just you would think typically he would be more impactful on attack. That's all.
I
Like
fully
the guys you normally would see is Crow and Demon over there, but yeah.
So there we go. So 2-0 for Sadino's team. Now we're gonna talk about the upcoming games. So on Thursday, that's tonight, in 40 minutes, Dekel will stream Put the Team against Skarn's team. This game
that's a must-win.
Yeah, it's life or death for Skarn's team. If they want to stay alive in that group, they need to win 2 maps to 0, I would say.
2-0 for sure. And even then, they're not guaranteed. It's still going to be hard, right? But they pretty much have to run the table. They have to go four maps straight, really, in their last 2 matches to have a hope. So, yeah, it's a must-win for them.
I'm going to do the classic poll on ClutchCast episode 3 on Discord. You guys can go and vote for who you think will win, Skarn or...
I'm going with the upset. I'm going with Skarn's team. I think they're gonna keep their hopes alive. I'm going with the underdog on that one.
All right. So guys, if you go on ClutchCast, the thread number 3 that you should see just below ClutchCast, the general chat, there you can vote for Skarn or Putze if you think to vote for who you think will win. MaDTeTa, do you have any opinion on this game?
Yes, I have. I vote for Skarn team as well.
Ooh,
Skarn voted for Pudgy's team.
Interesting. So MaDTeTa, you're going
Come on,
for
Skarn.
team.
I have faith in your
Do
team.
you think they are better? Do you think Putze's team is going to play a bit more light because they think it's going to be an easy game? What's your process?
Well, I only saw Put's team without Gangsta, so maybe I'm completely wrong. But I think Skarn team is playing really good. I mean, all the players in the cup are good players, so they are just getting unlucky sometimes because
Absolutely.
they could easily be with, for example, 3 map wins and 1 map loss. But guess what? They have not even a single map win. So my bet is that they will take a 2-0 today.
Ooh, I mean, we're going to have the answer a bit later tonight. So in 40 minutes, guys, you can tune in on Deckel's stream. Anyway, if you are still live on the ClutchCast, that will be the end of it, and I will raid Deckel's stream with all the viewers, so you will be redirected to his stream in when the game starts. Next, it's Team Waddles against Team No One. So it's Team Finals against Team Fonzie. I'm going to create the poll, but I'm going not to talk about this one, obviously, because I'm going to
I want to talk.
Oh, you can.
Yeah, I want.
What else versus
I think Finals team is favorite for sure. I mean, 4 map wins, right? 0 map losses or 1 map loss. I can't remember.
We have only one game.
2. Yeah, there are 2.
Okay, only 1 game. But I think your team is really good, and you have 3 players from the last cup as well. So you have chemistry, and that's really important when you play those games. I think our team, me and Ramdrop, we don't have that much time to play. I think that will affect us a lot. Because the other guys are playing good. Stong is playing good. Fonzie, Audio, they are playing, I think, really good. And Fractal as well. But I think the team is missing MaDTeTa and Ramdrop on their top level. That's my opinion.
As a spoiler alert, Team What Else won't have Ice Spies and won't have Extreme. Both our players are unavailable for like 10 days or something. So it's going to be Loco, the South American guy, playing for us as a fifth. He's in an Open Cup player, but we got the approval from the admins. So the 5 players that will play are going to be finals.
Well, was there no one on the FVP available?
No.
You needed a tier C, I guess, right?
No, yeah, from tier C it was unavailable player or people we really didn't want. So we went with Open Cup players.
I see Uzi's available. Like, you could have asked him.
I just answered. I'm not the captain though, but we're happy with Loco.
No, that'll be good. I went with the upset either way. I'm going all upsets today, mostly.
Right. You're going for Team Fonzie?
I'm
going with the Fonz. I think they can get it done.
Okay. How many maps? 2 or 3?
3. Definite 3.
Okay.
It's going to be a banger.
So that game will happen on Sunday at 8 p.m. CET, 7 p.m. Portugal time. Next game is going to be TF against UC. UC, as a reminder, is Humpty's team that won 2-0 against Salino's team in their first match week. Same thing as for Skarn. It's basically you must win 2 maps for this one, Kaiser and his team. I'm gonna put the poll right now. Kaiser versus.
Does Humpty play this time? And will that screw them up somehow?
Well, if they lose when Humpty's playing, then you know his role is on the bench.
Yeah, must win for TF. So they do have a good lineup. They can win. In a lot of ways, they've been a bit unlucky in their matches. Yeah. I don't even know who to pick really on that one. I lean
My-
UC obviously, but
Yeah,
it's
my
tough.
my heart is for TF, but my brain is telling me Empty's team.
Yeah.
I hope for my IFS boys and their boyfriends that that TF can manage to do something good, but I feel like Empty's team did a very strong showing. But I'm not sure if Empty's team is going to go with a free defense strategy. So that might help TF because I feel like on UC's side they're going to keep using Bolchi and Unreal shots on defense, and that's it.
Yeah.
So I feel like French Empire and Aunador are not really the most falling back guys, and it's only basically Toady doing it. If Empty plays, he will be probably doing some of the middle.
Yeah, for
But
sure. Yeah.
other than that, Aunador and French Empire are not really known for their DMing in the middle skills.
No, they're gonna be grabbing like crazy. So
Exactly. So it's going to be a very open match. So as usual, it's going to be very map dependent. I'm still going to think it's going to be 2-1 for UC, but I'm cheering for TF secretly, even though I like most of the players on UC's team, obviously. But yeah, 2 IFS, 2-0. So it's
tough one to call. Feels like a bit of a coin flip in a way.
TF has to
It's-
win, so maybe they will take some risks with that game. Anyway, so let's go
Yeah.
to the next one. The fake IFS against LDM. So this one is going to be very important also for LDM because they have lost their first match. Even though they won one map, they want to grab as many map wins as possible. And I just MaDTeTa, what's your opinion on Kaiser against MT? Sorry, I didn't ask you.
I think Kaiser team will take it. They have a really good team. It's like Skarn. They have been playing really good, but luck will get them this time. I think 2-1, but I think it will be 2-1 for Kaiser team.
That's a good one also, a good prediction. So the
Yeah.
game will be on Sunday evening, a bit later at 9:30 CEST time. So you guys can tune in and watch 2 games almost in a row if the What Else Against No One goes to 3 maps. So back to IFS, fake IFS, of course, against LGM. Who do you have, Ryan?
I got LDM all the way. 2-0. Honestly, after playing against them, like I said, I think they're definitely top 2 teams in this group. I think they have the best attacking team in the entire cup. I think they're really, really good, and I think they're gonna 2-0 IFS. That's my fake IFS. That's
Yeah,
my
please,
prediction.
please. I got scared right now. 2-0 against IFS. Lol, never.
Yeah.
Sadino versus it's Slip's team. He's the captain, right? Sadino.
Yes.
Slips. There we go, guys. You can vote on Discord for your prediction on that game. MaDTeTa, what's yours?
I can't vote against Flow. I think he's probably, I will not say the best attacker in the league right now, but probably the most influenced player on O. He's really good. I mean,
Yeah, he's very smart
I
attacker.
trust
He's hard to stop.
very smart attacker, and the impact that he have on O, it's really big.
Yeah, it's a good balance they have too, because Hatchet provides the
Well, but
covering in the
It
break
depends
support,
on
right?
if Sadino team will make the 3D and Sadino getting flags, because Sadino can easily get a flag alone, right? We'll see. I think 2-1. I'm not going with the 2-0, but 2-1 for Sleep's team.
Interesting
And I
one.
love Hatchet. I'm a fan of Hatchet. Hatchet is... I mean, how many cups have you won since the PG Cup started? He's
Yeah.
one of the goats of the game, so yeah, I have to go with Sleep's team.
That's a perfect transition for the next debate. So guys, that fake IFS against LGM is not scheduled yet, but I've been told by admins that it's going to be soon. So anyway, that's why we're talking about it now. So that concludes it for the upcoming matches in Invite Cup. We will talk. I've seen some messages about the Open Cup, guys. It would be a way too long podcast to talk about all the games. Open Cup will get some spotlight when it will be the playoffs for sure. Yes. For now, it's a bit too random. It's too many games, and so we will talk about Open Cups when it's the playoff time. But for now, it's going to be focused on the Invite Cup mainly in this podcast for now. End of the debate, end of the talks about the Invite Cup. Now is the time that everyone's been waiting for. I've seen so many debates about this. And when I said, okay, maybe we could talk about that, everyone was very hyped about it. So we're going to talk about the top 5 players per country, per era, because I felt like it was a bit too difficult to name players if you have to combine the different eras they've played in. MaDTeTa made an amazing PowerPoint, so we're going to display it basically. It will be his opinion that we will discuss. All right, so I'm gonna put a big MaDTeTa's opinion on top of the stream because some of them I don't agree with.
Just get your PMs to MaDTeTa ready. Have them open and ready to start typing here.
You're gonna have to have some explaining to do, I feel like, because it's so what we went with is basically we try to split in the two different eras, so 2000 to 2012 and 2012 to now. That's 12 years in each era, so that's fair. And coincidentally, it's also 2012 that Clumbaz almost died, or around that time. So we can do early game to Clumbase, and then basically I feel like it's iPug after 2012, correct?
I can't remember exactly.
I was not playing at that time, so anything related to iPug, I have no knowledge. So
I don't think it was that old. I think it was more.
Yeah, so it's going to be a bit of iPug and PG Discord era, let's call it like that. So here is the MaDTeTa's presentation, the students' job. So basically, MaDTeTa listed all the players, or like the known players for many countries, as many countries as it could get. Some countries obviously don't have the same player pool, so it was a bit more difficult to rate them. If you see any name that is missing in your opinion, please just write it in the chat. So we can it's possible to forget. And you'll see some of the rating on the right. After each name, it's basically MaDTeTa puts a 0 when it felt like the name was worth mentioning, but not in the top 5. And when there will be 2 columns, the first column will be the very early days to 2012, and the second column will be like the most recent era, let's call it like that. Is that Eurovision? Cool. Almost. So from Austria, MaDTeTa, he listed Nanstuko, Nestor, Strong, and Ultima. So some player from New, the team, and Strong was from Evil Elves, if I remember correctly. So the top player from Austria is Strong. I fully agree with that. I am not sure. Ultima.pt, it's another one, I imagine, correct? I don't know Ultima from Austria. Yeah, it's another one. MaDTeTa,
yes. So, I don't know every player on the list that I put. Some of them was because I got some feedback from players from that country as well.
Okay.
I never saw Ultima played, so and Nestor and Nanstuko, I just put a 0 because I mean we don't even have 5 players, so it's just to get the best player, and I think it's clear that he's Strong.
Strong was Div 1 player on Clumbase, won many games. He was part of the main lineup for Evil Elves, so I think there's no debate there for Strong to be the top one. Bulgaria, big suspense. But it's obviously Berserker. I think he's the only one having internet in his country, so it's only fair that he's... So, he's the top player of his country. Well done, Berserker.
I'm gonna tag him.
Phoenix should have been mentioned here, by the way. Phoenix is not Bulgarian, he's Hungarian, Flo. No?
Close enough.
I thought it was
Then we have Croatia. So Croatia is an interesting one.
Oh.
So we have many names there. Some of them are still active. And some of them, it's Bulgarian on the inside, all right. So some of them are selective, some of them are not. So we have Bio, Crazy N, Chromaniac, Cyber, HR, Dralex, Marine, Monster, and Skarn. So number 5 is Crazy N, number 4 is Monster, number 3 is Bio, number 2 is Chromaniac, number 1 is Skarn. I imagine it's the list for everyone. And it's quite interesting to see because Croatia could almost have a very, very, very strong lineup if there was any Nations Cup for some reason. They have at least 4 very, very strong players, and Crazy N is catching up a bit, but Skarn, Chromaniac, Bio, that's a very, very good top 3 already. You guys all agree with that, I imagine?
Yeah, that's a decent top 3 for sure.
All right, let's go to... Oh, Shiva, thank you for the donation. Credit to Shildog we have Czech Republic. Czech Republic, I'm not too familiar with it. So we have Blizzard, Bridge, Corvs, Grupic, and Zero. I think they had some... a very low division on clan base that they were all playing all together, I think. Maybe in Sniper, I'm not sure. MaDTeTa, where did you get that list?
I'm gonna say this, you played against them in Nations Cup, probably don't remember that. You have a demo playing against them, yeah, I remember that.
How do you remember my demos? And yeah.
Because I shared with you, I remember when you
asked
if I get demos from you. But the only player as well that I remember from their nation, it was Blizzard. He was really good. I think it was a sniper player. The others, I think, they play the normal weapons and they just filled the team to play. I think they only played one Nations Cup, so yeah.
All right. Now it's time for Denmark. So Denmark, that's a cool list as well with more old school names and new school name, let's call it like that. We have Crazy Lizzy, Jigfish, Donk, Drenai, Umac, Insane Kaiser, Shoot Me, Xalon, and Ixili. So I only remember like 3 of that list. So let's have a look. You listed Shoot Me on 5, Umac on 4, Drenai on 3. He played in Viking, if I remember correctly, with the V tag. Kaiser, I think that's a TF player, if I remember. No?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And number 1, Digfish from Forever and Lace, last clan ever.
Great fish.
Yeah, well, Digfish basically was good on clan bases already, so...
and he still remains.
Yeah. I feel like he was better on clan base than now, so age catches up, I imagine.
Definitely for Acid Slam, yeah.
Yeah, so that's a solid list as well. Most of them, they were playing in Vikings or in LACE tier.
In Forever. They played a lot on Forever, FE.
FE, yeah. I remember the -FE dot Digfish name from clan base. Now we have Estonia. So Estonia had quite a few players because they all played together in the same team at some point. So we have Anubis, Brutality, Dekel, our favorite caster, Flagel, GM, Anu, Impa, Nefa, Nucci, Pew, RX, okay, Rax, RT, My Love, Vule, and Zap. How did you rank them? So we have Dekel on the 5, Flagel on the 4. Flagel was part of which team he was? KZ? No? I don't remember.
He played for TF at least.
TF also? Yeah, that's what I remember. Then we have Brutality on 3, we have GM and RT. So that is up to debate. GM and RT, because GM was probably one of the absolute top beasts playing for Royal. And RT, I think they are brothers, right?
They are brothers indeed.
So it's very nice to see that RT finally catch up. He played in KZ, RT, and then later in IFS with me. Even more, like 16 years ago. Just thinking about it. Yeah, we were playing already together with RT 16 years ago. That's crazy. We grew up together, let's say. So it's an interesting one. And one of the good things with Estonia is that they had a clan together. So very, very good from them. I see Dekel is in the chat. Eric's underrated. Indeed, Rax Beasts. People sleeping on RX. RX was good on clan base. I have to give credit to that. Yeah, but now was it better than Dekel on clan base? I don't know.
It's nice to see Dekel on the top 5. I don't know most of these players, but I'm glad he's in there.
Yeah.
I think that the top 3, it's there's no debate. It's Brutality, GM, and RT.
For sure.
I have to go for RT. He still plays in the top level, right? After so many years.
Yeah,
It's incredible.
yeah. And he has palmarès on clan base and on PG, so that's one of the things that matters as well. I see that that debate is very followed. We are beating our record of viewers, I think, on Twitch, so that's good.
See?
Let's continue with
What
Finland.
can do?
Yeah, exactly. You just have to name people and they come in. Top players from Finland. We have Botch, Creamboot, Damn, Ethereal, Invader, Hysteria, Crusher Mud, OMK, Pulip, Wishmaster, I remember that name, Prozac and Sipuli. Most of them were playing in Lace as well, I think. Is that correct, MaDTeTa?
Yes, I think most of them were Lace. I played Lace a lot of times on clan base.
Yeah.
Then we have some names. I think one of them was a clan base admin as well. But yeah, and they played a lot of domination. Well, they were pretty solid. Probably not Division 1 level at that time, but yeah.
I remember Botch was playing in UTC, I think, no?
UTC, exactly. That
my
one,
memory is not failing. Yeah, Sipuli as well, I think he was in UTC.
Sipuli as well.
And you named Wishmaster, okay, Pulip on number 1. I agree with that as well from my memory on clan base. I don't think there's any of them still playing nowadays, right?
Yeah. Pulip played some since COVID. Yeah. And he played in EPUG. I won a cup with him there.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah.
Now, and Phil, we're not talking about deceased player, we're talking about retired player. Let's call it like that. Maybe they'll never know they've been featured in the podcast about UT in 2024, but we have to give credit to people who made history of the game. Top player of Greece, it's Eki. Well done. If you can share the vibes about this game. I'm going to Mykonos in July, so I'll bring some. I'll try to stream from there and get Greek players on board, so you're not alone anymore. Hungary is a better list because I remember Hungary had a few teams of Hungarian people.
Holy shit!
Yeah, one of them was OZ. One of them was SF, I think, something like this. And I think they had another one, but I don't remember the name. I may be in a lower division. Admiral, Alurion Cortez, GB Dano, Phoenix, Fiber, Firefly, Frozelek, Gladiator, Odor, Johnny, Locomotive, Mac, Rice, Tandevil from WS, one of the most known clan leader of clan base, I would imagine, with his recruitment power. Everyone clan warring for WS at some point. Even Cosmo or top players like that was funny. SF, Chancey, Tonfish, TF, and Wildcat. So I imagine some of the top 5 are going to be from OZ. So TF was there. He was probably one of the best fragger at that time on clan base. Number 4, Mac, one of the top defender as well. GB, a newcomer in the list, not part of OZ, but more part of that new era of UT. Phoenix on number 2, and Danonimo on number 1. Dano was probably one of the best. So yeah, he did amazing on this game. So it's nice to see him rewarded. And yeah, rest in peace, Danonimo.
Yeah, what Dano did for the Hungary scene, it was amazing. I mean, everyone loves him, so I will vote him number 1, even if he did not play for 20 years. So.
Then we switch to Israel. Israel, we have Clicking Darky MP5s, 3-2-1. It's too short of a list to
That's correct. That's the correct order anyway.
All right. Now I'm going to have some discussion with you there, MaDTeTa, because that's the first slide where I don't fully agree with you. So let's say for people in Italy, we have Balance, Blitzball, Kaio, Joy, Starmaniaco, Narber, Energy, Newcam, Phantaman, Ren, Vashna, Special One, also known as Vazmatar, Vegeta, and Yaku. Where Simon, he could be on the list actually. He had some good game, but
Simon,
yeah, he's not on the list for this one. So on the number 5 you put Rain, on number 4 you put Balance, on number 3 you put Vashna, on number 2 you put Special One, and number 1 you put Newcam. I would.
It's not Nuke, by the way.
Yeah, no, it's another one, the Italian one, who is also very good. But for me personally, I would have put Blitzball there. Because Blitzball was one of the main players of IFS at some point, and he was playing Div 1 on clan base. So maybe you don't remember him from IFS, but he was
I remember, yes. I played against him.
For me, a Div 1 player from Italy at that time, he was definitely him. And Kaio was also an absolute beast. Kaio was extremely good. But I understand you have to go with only 5. But I see some debates in the chat. Oh, you're participating in the chat as well, MaDTeTa. But Yaku was a beast as well. Basically, Italy had some very strong teams. So it's just we need to go forward because I want this stream to be over in 15 minutes so we can give the spotlight to Deckel for the upcoming match. New Zealand, I'm not even aware of one player in New Zealand. Well done, you mentioned Zim. I don't know how you managed to find one. Then we get Norway. He's an active player?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he plays in Giblets.
In Giblets, yeah.
Okay, I have no idea what even Giblet is, so it's okay. Norway, that's another one, just like Finland, that had many players in the same team. We have Circa, Conflict, Sip, Eagle, Ghost, Kim, Kung, Jakan, Kurg, Lord Fubar from Lace, Maz from Lace, Nighthawk, Nordog, the admin, Odin, what a Scandinavian name to use, Rusty, Verbal, and Uzi, not the UK Uzi, but the FE Uzi.
I was gonna ask. Okay, I didn't know there was another one.
No. It's another one. So Maze from LACE, which was one of the very good team in Norway and in Europe. Nordog on the number 4. I think a lot of people don't understand that Nordog was actually extremely good on Clone-based era.
Yes, it was.
Not. He basically is far away from his level now. So I don't know what's up with people like Jigfish or Nordog who are much better in the time than now. But Nordog as in the top 5 is not an upset. Number 3, Eagle. I'm not sure. Was he a TF player?
Yes.
All right,
and from Vikings as well.
Okay, yeah. Kung on number 2 and Ghost number 1. That's
All
not
right,
up to debate. I think Ghost is the best player that Norway had. Now we go to Poland, and Poland is going to be a bit funny because there also it's going to be up to debate. We have Avik, Bios, Sieni, Siun, Docto, Crazy, Matek, MDGN, Machinino, Nix, Radio, Session, Shock, Soul, and Tolos. So your top 5 is Tolos on number 5, Shocks on number 4, Docto number 3, Avik number 2, and MDGN number 1. For me, the top 3 is not up to debate.
Yeah.
It's obviously going to be Avik, MDGN, and Docto based on different orders. I would still give some credits to Session, who was a beast one-on-one player. I think Crazy was playing in Sit, which was a good team as well. Sion was playing in Con, which was a Polish team also. So yeah, the top 3 is quite easy to tell. Now, probably if people rate the sniper scene a bit higher, they will go maybe with MDGN on top. Or I think if you only take care about Instag, maybe Docto takes the first spot. But it's a good one. Romania, we have Rastaman number 1, the Juke Master, the Beast. You can type Juke in the chat. This Juke is a masterpiece.
Done it.
Then we have Russia. For Russia, we have Anorexia, Avoriaz, Sport Caesar, Nick, Senator, Sunrise, and Unreal. The top 5 is quite easy to guess also for most of the players. We have Sunrise on number 5, Nick on number 4, who is one of my favorite players to play Pug with. I like Nick a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
Very, very cool player. Anorexia number 3, Unreal number 2, Senator number 1. If you look at frag power, probably that's
a perfect order right there. Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. Slovenia, we get Alice, Bobber, First, Gimp, Enki, and Lockpick. I know only 2 in that list. I know First from name and Lockpick because he's been active a lot, even though we don't play the same mode. And you voted for Lockpick on the number 1. I feel like this is the right.
Maybe for Idom, does he even play CTF?
I have no idea. You have to ask MaDTeTa. He made that. He's the historian, not me. Then we grouped South America all together because it's a bit too tricky. We have Cheat. Is that Mip? KHR, Loco, Mip. Oh, he's there. Sorry. I saw you put it twice.
Oh, Mip.
Mr. RZK, Riven, Snake Ward, Spriggan, Vodka, and Aunador. So you voted for 5 Loco. For KHR, 3 Mr. Rezak. Spriggan on number 2 and Aunador number 1. That makes the most sense to me as well.
I
feel
may
like
have had
it's-
Snake Wars in there.
Yeah,
in
I
the
feel
top
like
five.
Snake Wars is quite good as well. He was playing with Skarn at some point, no? They were in the same team, I think.
Yeah.
And he was actually very good. So, Onador not number 1, Loco number 1, Meep, Ketcher number 2, how the fuck? Yeah, it's just some debate, guys. Huh? Maybe some of them are missing from the list. Springan was much better than Onador is. Okay, yeah.
Those players are all pretty close to each other in reality,
yeah.
like
Of
that whole
course.
list.
Now
Yeah.
we go on to Spain. I have to hurry. So Azid, Danon, Gypty, Explosive, Firewall, Giovanni, Jimbo, Lokiko, Nitro, Rax, Circam, Spike, Storm, Veget, Zane, and Zepe. So you went with Joe on number 5, Nitro on number 4, Spike on, not the UK one, obviously, on number 3, Storm on number 2, Zane number 1. I agree with that list. Zane was an absolute god from Spain.
Indeed. Same. Yeah.
So yeah, number 2, Storm just behind him. I think they had a team all together, no? Spanish team.
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't remember the name, but I remember they played together. Now we have Turkey. So you went with some funny list there with Bat, Grim Reaper, Promises, Psycho, and Rankin. So top 5 you went with Rankin. Number 4 Psycho, the 1mm shot. I have to type Psycho in the chat. We have Promises at number 3, Bat number 2, and Grim number 1. It's
I want your
MaDTeTa's
feedback on
opinion.
this ranking. Come on, give your feedback on this one. I'm curious now.
I'd have Psycho number 1. Come on, you have to.
Now that's where the talk will be a bit more active, because we are going to enter the nations that have been very dominant. So in Belgium, that's quite the list. Axelos, Blade, Bosch, Crexis, Damage, Doomy, Hercule, aka EM, Flame, Frantic, Kensai, Kiko, Maxi Jude, Metal, Metosh, Misa, aka Stacy, Mogai, Nani, NFA, Nui, Predator, Pothead, Sensei, Sky, Slave, Smook, Terror, Wanker. Some of the top M5 players. Yeah, you didn't name Shot. You could have named Shot. A lot of players. We couldn't list everyone. It's based from memory and some research and screenshot and everything. So the first column is going to be the first era, so 2000 to 2012. You went with Stacy. She was part of Royal, one of the best team of all time. So makes sense. Nuyi, former M5 player, one of the best team of all time as well. Maxi Jude, same thing. M5, Wanker, M5, Crexis, M5. Obviously, it was one of the... Kiko was best CB... Oh, well, Serenity, come on. I love my Kiko, but naming the best Belgian player... And then we have another list on the second column. So you went with Dimich on number 5, Crexis on number 4, Wanker on number 3, Stacy on number 2, and Nani on number 1. I see some people saying not Pothead. That's the thing, is that if you look at Slave, Pothead, and Smokers, they were playing top of clan base in IFS with me already at that time. So they could have been featured there. I know Flame was an absolute god, Frantic as well. Kensai was also part of M5. Metal was part of TBR as well. Metosh was also very good. All those players, if they're named there, they were absolutely dominating at some point. But it's very difficult to make a top 5. I mean, for those countries, a top 10 is not even enough for most of them. So we have to go next.
What
Canada.
happened to Damage?
So that's
Oh,
Ryan's spotlight now. We have Carnage, Ryan, Holder, JD, Jeep, KC, Crazy Aim, Paco, Pantera, Fanity, Rain, Reflex, Saphir, Somar, Spidey, Stone Cold, Tyler, and Zenf. MaDTeTa's opinion is that Reflex is number 5, Fanity is number 4, Jeep is number 3, Ryan is number 2, Rain is number 1. What's your opinion on that?
Oh, fuck. Wait, is this current or all time? I guess
It's
yeah.
it's all
I
time.
was
Yeah.
not able to divide, because I don't have that much knowledge.
I'd have Jib number 1 myself. I think Rain is he's really good. He's always been overrated in my opinion. But I would have Rain at number 3 personally. Jib, me, Rain. That's my humble opinion.
Final saying Tyler over Fanity. We have some people asking about G-Pack. Drunk
Oh,
list,
Dutak,
rough.
yeah.
MaDTeTA, it's MaDTeTA. MaDTeTa's opinion is written on top of it. No, and MaDTeTA is not drunk. Now France, so it's going to be my perspective, and oh my god, we're going to be in so much disagreement there, MaDTeTA. So you named in 2 lists, I remember on this one. So from clan-based time, you named Yakuza number 5 as remember Yakuza is Slave's brother, is Belgian, but he was not speaking Flemish on clan-base. So basically, he has to be able to play for France because he's a French speaker and he got approved. So he was playing for France even though he was Belgium. Pyro number 4, Pyro absolute god of defense. Poseidon, player from EE as well. Myself number 2 for IFS and Tibia on that time. And PRT a little bit. MaDTeTA. I was playing with you at the very end of clan base. And Killer number 1, that is obvious. Killer was the one of the main player of Europe at that time, so only makes sense to have him featured number 1 on clan base. And now for the second part, you went with asking number 5, so I'm a very questionable pick. You went with Poirot number 4, and all hate aside, I'm not going to agree with that at all. You went with Dewey number 3. I can get behind that. French Empire number 2, I understand. And myself number 1, well, I fully agree. But I feel like you slept on... If you put asking below Poirot, that makes very little sense to me because Bones and Narcos, they were not playing UT99, Phil. Poirot and asking, they have the same palmarès in Instagib, aka nothing. And asking is higher Halo, so I don't understand why Poirot should be featured higher than that.
In my opinion, was just because he just plays for like 1 month. I don't know. It was just because of that. I mean, asking Ev, I think he can be easily with you one of the best players ever to play for France. So
yeah, I can get behind that. So asking is there. I agree. I could put GSK there. GSK is actually very good also.
GSK, yeah.
Yeah. But when it comes to the old school lists, I would have probably put... Well, you didn't put Nitro there. I would have put Nitro.
Oh,
and,
Nitro played against him, yeah.
And Sotis was actually one of the best players in Europe at some point. He played tons of Europe.
Remember Imura from Virus?
From Virus, he was playing with Alak and Yakuza as well, and everyone. And I see some people... Jessie was also good. Jessie was good. She was playing in Sonde most of the time, and she was defending for France in Nations Cup. And probably Scary was good also to remember. And Pierre MX basically is one of the beasts that if he just played 2 or 3 maps, he was... like he played in IFS basically after playing a few maps, so he could have get some credit there, but he didn't play long enough. But yeah, that list is quite good. Now it's Germany.
I have to agree with you. Thank you. I have to agree. Yeah.
Germany is going to be very difficult. So we have Archie,
Let's go,
Belkos,
Riven!
Damian, Demon, Diaz, Easy, Flowix, Cosmo, Inferno, Mad, Method, Nubix, Put the Reflex, Relict, Riven, Shadev, Styles, Superfly, Toby, Tox. Oh no, actually Superfly, Tox. Oh, never mind. The real Superfly, Tox, and Vader, Vega, Zero, and Zorn. So let's go with the old school list.
I get your top without knowing mine. Just top 3, for example.
My top 3, it's going to be Cosmo, Easy, Runs, Easy, and probably Superfly. From that time, I think Vader played in Royal. I was not active enough at that time, and I would give credit to Vega, Nubix also on clan base. Shadev, he played for TBR, but he was not so active for us. So yeah, my top 3, it's top 1 is Cosmo, 100%. Top 2 is Runs, and top 3 is probably Superfly because I'm not too sure. So you went with Zorn on 5, Superfly on 4, Runs on 3, Cosmo on 2, and Vader on 1. I understand, but Vader and Cosmo didn't play at the same time. I would still put Cosmo on top. I feel like he was the dominant one for Germany at some point.
Vader is my favorite player of all time. So
that's why it's based. And now for the Discord era, we have number 5 Toby, number 4 Nubix, number 3 Dam number 2, Putze number 1, Riven.
Let's go.
That makes sense to me.
Sorry for the top 2, but yeah, it's my opinion.
Yeah, I imagine Toby in the top 5, that works, but when Toby is playing at his level, yes, but sometimes he struggles for some unknown reason, so maybe Tox could be there as well in place of and Nubix top 4.
He's not a champ, Elo.
Yeah, but still.
For me, it was because Tob won the last draft cup, and that made my decision.
All right, then we have the most difficult one probably.
Oh my god.
Houston, Beast, Bilbo, Bungie,
This is a
Cozy,
tough one.
Cracks, Dante, Devilua, GT, Dynamic, Finals, Flex, Fuka, Gizmo, Gotcha, Hypno, Impact, Impure, Kinyu, Kaiser, Kingi, Cursed, Chaos, Lock, Magnum, Mage, Maximize, Moss, Nations, Ori, Quality, Ramirez, Ramo, Solid Snake, Striker, Tanzu, Yellow. The top 5, you went with Quality on number 5. He was one of the best defender of the scene for sure. Won many cups with TBR. I had the pleasure defending with him at that time. Number 4, you went with Fuka, another TBR and M5 player, one of the biggest fragger we had at some point. Bungie, number 3, played in the Euro Cup, played for GVN. I think maybe was one of the leader of GVN. So obviously he's there. Moss, I feel like he was in Royal also. So one of the very best team of all time. And GT, that's for me is one of the first superstar of the game. So it makes sense to have him featured there. And you got the top 3 right with GT, Moss, and BNG. I see, Dekel, that you are going to start the stream. I try to finish it as soon as possible. I think we have maybe 1 or 2 more countries and we're done.
Oh, yeah. They still got to pick maps and all that.
Yeah. So now for the most recent era, we have Gizmo on 5, Solid Snake on 4, Kaiser on 3, Finals on 2, Bungie on 1.
That's pretty good.
It's
There's interchangeable stuff
that's
there.
The thing is that you could probably do a top 10 and everyone could be changed in that.
And depending on the map too, right? Like
yes, exactly.
All really close.
For me, if I have a look at a first look at that immediately, Devil, you are not featured in any of the top 5. He was top 10 for sure, maybe not good enough for top 5. GT number 1, that is obvious. Finals 2 or 1 with Bungie. Maybe I would. I love both. Obviously, they are my teammates for a long time by now. But I would maybe give more credit to Finals because he's able to attack maybe better than Bungie can. And when they're both defending, I feel like they're quite equal. But Finals maybe
respect
can
the Bungie attack, okay? I've seen it in action.
He doesn't do it a lot, but it's quite.
You don't see it often, but when it comes out, it's impressive.
Gizmo on 5, I respect that. Impact was one of the very best defender at some point, also playing for Leak. Impure was one of the best ITDM player at that time it was called. Kinyu was more of a wood player than a 5-on-5 player with GY, Degeneracy. Kingi played for IFS, he was good also. Chaos played for TBR, but more of a role player. Locke not named. Locke was an absolute god on clan base, huh? And he was still one of the very best.
Times too.
Yeah, and he was still one of the very best there. He played a major role in every silver cup that IFS won. So it's credit there also. Nations was one of the best IDM player, if I remember correctly. Ramirez was one of the best TBR player also. Ramo played with Bungie and Cracks in GVN, so it was one of the good team as well. Striker in DH, Yellow in TBR and DH, Tanzu in Squad. Well, so it was an amazing team. Portugal,
if your name is on that list anywhere, you're a good player.
Exactly. If you are named amongst those greats, it's like the Hall of Fame of NBA. Huh? It's the top player of Portugal, and now we're going to have a big disagreement, MaDTeTa, because you didn't put yourself in the list, which is absolutely ridiculous.
Too humble.
Yeah, everyone
would not make the list. Why should I put?
You're the only one not putting yourself in the top 5 of Portugal of all time. So you went instead with Stong on number 5, Spect on number 4, Apocalypse number 3, Kenai number 2, Critical number 1. That list makes sense. Clan-based time. Critical with UP and then with PRT was one of the best attacker possible,
I
especially
think
with
you
the
don't
high ping.
remember Critical. Critical was insane, the best player
Insane.
in the game. Not from PRT, the best player in the game at that time.
Yeah, it's some people had some like their peak was they were much better than everyone else. So Critical is basically one of the superstar of Portugal when it comes to UT. With Kenai and with MaDTeTa. I don't know why you don't put yourself in that list.
It's
Now,
okay.
in the most recent era, you went with Witz, number 5. I imagine this is the iPug time because Witz was also good at the end of Clumbase as well. Kenai number 4 when he was active at the beginning of PG. Sadino number 3. We went with Spec number 2 and Morpheus number 1. I wanna kill myself reading that, but it's your opinion. I don't rate Morpheus at all. Anyone close to Kick-Ass that you didn't figure? Oh, he's there. Should not be featured, but I imagine he was dominating the iPug time, maybe.
Morpheus was, I think it was the first connective attacker. I don't know how you call it. He was really good in the fallback and stuff. It's perfect.
We have history with Morpheus, so yeah, we'll understand that I disagree.
I don't know that, but yeah.
Morpheus was accused of cheating a lot on Clumbase, and basically made a quick video of himself filming himself with his phone or something when he's playing, so you can see his the camera is behind over his shoulder, and he's playing, and he named the video "For You, Jerome," and it was one of the most downloaded video on Clumbase. It was a very good time. Yeah, For You, Jerome.avi is a meme from Clumbase.
We can have a separate session just for suspicious players. I don't know.
We then had tons of amazing players: Azid, Azure, Bulas, Cobra, Delan, Delta, Diatar, F, and Freeman, K2, Kangsta, Kowa, Luxis, Marky, Mordred, NP, Odyssey, Palface, Phoenix, QB, Travonix, Six Stardust, SZM, Tofe, YNZ, Snatch. You went with probably Cobra, part of TF, amazing player. Luxis, one of the FPS god. Basically, I think every FPS game he played, he was good. With Kowa as well, that could be mentioned there. Paleface number 3, amazing player from TNH and SR and Squad later on. FN, one of the top 2 with Freeman. Freeman was one of the legends of the game. The frag movies they did at that time, FEM, is still one of the multi-classic. Yeah, Freeman was an absolute god. Basically, the Swedish players, they had one of that team play that would be mind-blowing every single game they've played. They had one of the best team players of all time for sure. Nedi is missing. Diatar number 5, Markian number 4, Kangsta number 3. It's Kangsta with a Z, but you know what we mean. Ramonix number 2. From the last pack I've seen him play, I would disagree. And Paleface number 1. And there I have to be so upset that you don't put Azure in the top 5.
It's not even in the top 5.
It's a big list. I completely
it's a big miss. Azure is probably the best actual Swedish player.
Yeah, it is. I have to agree that my list missed Azure. It was not on.
He won enough Clan League to be featured there, so Azure is definitely top 1 now. Now we go
Azure top 1 right now. Yeah,
we have two more countries. I think it's UK and USA, and then we all go watch the cup game. Acid, Benji, Billy, Bleb, Coma, Crawford, Dev, Jusic, Dizzy, Easy, Evolution, Fam, Phasar, 50, Flow, Grimmy, Hatchet, Humpty, Magma, Nuke, Protocol, Rumdrop, Random Monk, Razor, Sense, Serenity, Singe, Slaya, Spike, Stallion, Sun, and Shrika. You went for the early days top 5 with Magma from Kick, Phasar from Sin, Blef from SAS, but I'm not sure if he was playing for any InstaGip team, was he?
I think he was.
In the end, he was one of the... Yeah. Benji, absolute god also from UK. Oh, Ryan had to go, he told us. Sense number 1, that is absolutely correct for me. Sense was the best, one of the best at that time with Squad. And then for the new era, you went with Newcon number 5, Serenity number 4, Jusic number 3, Hatchet number 2, and Roundrop number 1. So did you go with Palmares there?
Yes, but for me, and I'm gonna say this because it's my opinion since ever, Ramdrop is the best player ever. and Datchet is the second. So the top two, for me, there's no question. So
They won when they were together. They won clan leagues together. So
when
that's
they play together, it's incredible. The
it's a
chemistry,
good backup.
yeah.
Juice 6 and Richie, when it comes to fragging, they have been playing together since the Sin Day, so I understand. So it's such a big list. We could give credit to Crawford, who managed to be one of the top players on Discord before he retired. Dev was one of the best on Clanbase as well. Jizzy is one of the newcomer, but maybe a bit too new to be featured in the top 5 yet. Phasar was one of the very good player on Clanbase time. 50 was very good as well on Kick. Flo, same thing as Jizzy, a bit too new to be featured. Humpty, I think, was quite good also on Clanbase, but maybe not enough to break into the top 5. Nuke was much more of an IGM player than ICTF player on that time, I think, on Clanbase. I don't remember Nuke too much on Clanbase, or maybe we were playing at different years. Random Monk from Squad was good also. Sense, absolute god of FPS. Slayer, Singe from Peep, Spike from Sin as well, Stallion from X, Sun, I don't remember, maybe from X as well, and Trika, I don't even know this guy. And
It's
USA,
Unfortunately,
I remember T-Book. Unfortunately, Ryan had to go, and so sorry if you don't agree with the list, but that's the USA list that has been done. So for the number 5, you went with Still. Number 4, you went with Pete. Number 3, Fallacy. Number 2, Unreal Shots. Number 1, Fear. From what I've read, everyone is agreeing on Fear being the top NA player, well, USA player of all time. So guys, I don't know if you agree with that in the chat, but I have no knowledge. I have no knowledge of the NA scene at all. I was not part of it when it became.
Fear was impressive. I played with him a single cup, and he was the best player ever.
Okay,
that
finals also agree. Finals also agree,
Yeah.
Fear, without a doubt. I won on Clanbase time before 2012. That's Jusic. Yeah, you won with Sin. Fear best NA player ever. No mention of Shubs. Shubs is actually good. So he quit Discord. Oh, he quit. Okay, he would be the best for NA. And now I was playing the murder drum. Okay. So here's the list. We're going to skip the clips of the week and stuff like that. MaDTeTa, you've done an amazing job doing that list. Thank you so much for putting all of it together. Canada is already past Pantera. You can have a look in the VOD that I will make available soon. Guys, everyone, thank you all for joining that episode. Ryan, thank you. I know he had to leave at 9, so he's already gone, but he will watch the VOD probably. MaDTeTa, thanks again for being a part of the show and for the job you've done.
No problem. It was a pleasure.
Thank you so much. A big shout out to K2 as well for the first, the intro, the third intro that is done for the show. I will work on the episode 4. Hopefully, you can visit next week. Thanks everyone for joining. And now I invite you all to go on Deckel's stream. I'm going to raid him now. So you can watch the game of Exe against FSG, that's Karn against Putze. So I will raid and then I will end the stream. Thank you everyone. Have a good day. Have a good night. Thanks for watching. It was ClutchCast episode 3. Bye bye.
Bye guys.
And Deckel's stream is Decli or something, I think. Decli IE at the end. Is he live? He's live. All right. And yeah. Bye bye everyone. There we go. Red.
Okay, thank you. Thank you one more time, Jerome. It was really fun.
Thank you for being there. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.
I'm waiting for everyone to be... yeah, that's the fucking ads that I have about shaving your testicle. And there we go. Did it work? The red?
Choice of Skarn.
Thanks for the stream. Yeah, you're welcome, Jusik. Did it work, the red? Why I don't see the 75 viewers? Yeah, it worked. But he has only 31. He should have more, no?
Home stream, but you weren't listed. MaDTeTa forgot to list you as one of the best players.
It shows. Oh, it worked. Yeah, that's what I've
You
done.
have blue flag taken now.
Red now.
DB
What do you
was
mean?
an attempt there, but Putsu takes it back on the stand. And watch DB for a little
That's
while.
what I've done.
Follow
I
him.
have to do it on my stream.
Thank you to Dennis.
That's
UT.
what I've done.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. DB on the left-hand side as he enters the base there. We'll take it
You
down.
already have a red in progress.
5 minutes played so far. Score is 0-0. Another follow. Cassie, thank you.
But shouldn't they have like more viewers then?
Alongside.
Because we are 69 here.
Opponent's attackers, but he will kill Solisne before he's able to touch
Ah,
the
there we
ball.
go. It started, I think. It worked now.
Phoenix on
All
the
right,
screen
one
now.
last one last ads,
They're there for
and
EXE.
I'm gone.
Claking, thank you for the follow. Appreciate. 30 few viewers. I think we have our raid now going on, perhaps. We have red flag taken though, and it's dropped. Right hand side. 6 minutes played 0-0. If you're just joining us, then welcome to this. Finally, I have a raid. Thank you, Jerome. Thanks a lot. Trading for with 46. Appreciate that. Lots of follows coming in as well. But yes, this is the first map here in the Invite Cup. Week 3, we have EXE facing FSG, and this is the choice of EXE. We have a run here by DB. He's going out through the middle low, and he's out in the midfield area already. Gonna drop down to that bunker. Drops the flag though. The red flag is taken same time. The other flag got returned as well. The score is 0-0. Currently, most accurate player is with 48%, 47% accuracy. There is Putse. Blue flag taken again. We have Apocalypse high left from his point of view. Out in the midfield area now, being chased in there, dropping that flag. And it's going to be taken back home by Toby. Right. Appreciate all the follows. And subscription as well. Jerome, thank you. Yeah, both flags taken out. Actually, and blue flag is taken by DB. He's reaching his own side of the map in there. The other flag got returned. And he gets a boost in the back as well. We'll have an opener in here. There you go. 1-0. And DB makes a nice capture in there, being boosted as well at the end. Taking the flag out for the left-hand side and carries it home. The other flag got returned, so FSG were unable to handle the situation where both flags were taken. And we are at 1-0 after roughly 7 minutes played. And this is looking good for EXE. And surely they are going to be playing more defensively now. I still had DB on my screen, but Solid Snake is now the next one we are going to follow. Going to take down Kingston, and seems to be already playing a bit more defensively here in the midfield area. Going to ensure that everything is clear. Takes down Kingston again, and he doesn't seem to be rushing to offense anymore. So this is how it's played, and he's going to actually fall back there. Takes down Kingston once again, and there is also Grim Reaper who dies from Solid Snake's accurate shot. Let's take a look at some proper attacking who is actually inside opponent's base. We need to look at FSG now. We do have red flag taken, and it is Riven escaping there on the right hand side from his point of view. Solid Snake gets it back on the stand. I'm gonna follow Grim now here. Grim Reaper, he's inside the red base, approaching the flag stand. Manages to take down Phoenix, but was killed by Skarn. And now FSG desperately need to capture a couple of blues now inside the red base in here. Blue flag taken same time though. On the other side, it is Apocalypse going down low at the middle. Gonna drop that flank. The red flank is taken. He's inside the base still. Drops it next to the ramp. And they don't even care to get it back on a stand. Somebody hit a killing spree. Let me watch Skarn there. Actually not Skarn, but Putsa there for a second. If I can find him. Sorry for all switching. Yeah, Putsa is still defending properly. So, yeah, it is a bit too early to rush with, like 4 players to offense. Something my team did in the Open Cup. And got punished heavily last time. But yeah, both still defending, but we can see that the blue base is kind of clear in here. Sometimes though we do see Apocalypse coming in, but he's taken down by Putsa, and all seems good and clear. So definitely less work there now for the blue defenders. Ribbon on my screen though for FSG. Apocalypse on the other side doesn't have the flag, and he's out on the right hand side, takes down Putsa as well, and he's being faced here by an opponent, but he has a cover in the back.